This is the eufy X10 Pro Omni Robot Vacuum, and here's my honest first impression after living with it day to day. I went in hoping for a truly hands-off floor routine, and I've come away impressed by some parts and frustrated by others. If you're curious whether this thing can actually take chores off your plate, I'll keep it real and simple. Design and feel. The robot looks practical more than fancy. It's a low, matte black disc with a LiDAR turret on top for mapping, and a forward-facing camera that powers its AI, see obstacle avoidance. The materials feel solid, the buttons are clear, and the dustbin and filter are easy to access. The base, eufy calls it the Omni Station, is big. It holds the clean and dirty water tanks and a 2.5-liter dust bag, and it also washes and heat dries the mop pads. You'll need decent clearance in a spot where you won't mind seeing it every day. In my opinion, the design favors function, and that trade-off makes sense once you start using it. My unit came with 2 washable vacuum mop cloths, which sounds minor, but having a spare set ready is convenient when one pair is in the wash. Experience setup was quick. I scanned a QR code, followed the visual prompts, and had it charging in under 10 minutes. The first map was done in about 5 to 10 minutes, and the app let me split and name rooms without a headache. I also paired it with my voice assistant and had no issues starting jobs hands-free. Vacuuming on carpet is where the 8000 pH suction really shows. On medium and high pile rugs, the pickup is strong. Pet hair and sand lifted out, and I got those satisfying vacuum lines, especially on Turbo and Max. Hard floors were more mixed. It handles daily dust and crumbs fine, but lighter bits like cat litter sometimes skittered away instead of getting swallowed, and I noticed more leftovers around chair legs unless I slowed the pass or disabled obstacle avoidance for a quick cleanup. From my experience, the standard brush can also be a hair wrapping magnet with long human hair. The auto detangling feature does something, but not enough for long strands. Manually clearing the roller and end caps took time. Switching to the optional all-rubber brush made a huge difference for me and cut maintenance way down. Mopping is the star. MopMaster 2.0 uses 2 spinning pads at 180 RPM with about 1 kilograms of pressure. That scrubbing action matters. Sticky stains like dried coffee and ketchup came up with minimal passes. It handled muddy paw prints without smearing them around. When the robot sensed carpet, the pads lifted 12 millimeters and kept the rug dry in my tests. The edge-hugging mode is clever. It angles itself along baseboards so the rear pads actually reach near the edges. It works, but it's slower and uses more water and battery. A note for newcomers. The station actually washes the pads with clean water and then dries them with 130 degrees heated air, which keeps odors away. That drying step is one of those small but important quality of life things you notice after a week. I did run into one hiccup over time. After a firmware update, water delivery started acting up during a long mop run, and the pads went dry mid-cycle, leaving streaks. Docking to refill didn't always reset it. Power cycling and another update helped, but it showed me that software can affect a core feature. If you rely on mopping, keep auto updates on, and check for patches. Navigation is strong. The LiDAR mapping is quick and accurate, and the AI.C camera actually recognizes common clutter like cords, socks, and toys, even in dim light under a couch. In my home, it didn't get stuck. It does sometimes keep a wider bubble around table legs and chair bases than I'd like, which can leave tiny halos of dust. When there's a lot of scattered debris, it will sometimes treat a piece as an obstacle. For those jobs, I temporarily toggle obstacle avoidance off in the app to let it bulldoze through. That's the trade-off. Fewer rescues versus a perfectly tight clean around objects. The Omni Station is where the hands-free promise comes together. It empties the dustbin into a bag that lasts me about a month or 2, washes and dries the mop pads after runs, and refills the robot's onboard water tank. The self-empty blast is loud but short. Maintenance doesn't go away completely. I empty and rinse the dirty water tank to avoid smells, wipe the bottom tray in the dock when grime builds up, and clean the filter more often than the app suggests if I'm doing heavy vacuum days. Battery life is fine, but not amazing. My place is around 1,800 square feet, and a full vacuum and mop job usually needs a recharge pause. Recharge and resume works, but if I enable deep mopping or edge hugging, it turns into a longer cleaning session. The robot itself runs quietly enough that I can take calls in another room. The station and the voice prompts are the loudest moments. The app is powerful with a few quirks. Key features like scenarios let me bundle settings for a one-tap job, which I use for post-meal kitchen or pet zone cleanup. I can choose vacuum only, mop only, or both, set suction levels and water flow, and place no-go and no-mop zones. I wish I could assign different suction or water levels per room in a single scheduled run, Right now, the settings apply to the whole task. I also wish there were a way to back up maps and settings. If you swap the robot or do a factory reset, you'll start over. Navigation through the app is okay after a short learning curve. What I like? From my experience, the mop is the headline. The combo of spinning pads, pressure, and heated drying makes hard floors look consistently clean without musty smells later. The obstacle avoidance is genuinely helpful in lived-in spaces, and the robot's ability to stop instantly when someone steps in front is reassuring. The all-in-one station turns daily chores into occasional maintenance, and that's the whole point of getting something like this. On carpets, the suction performs like a larger upright vacuum, which is rare for a robot. The app's Scenarios feature is a sleeper hit for me and makes customized routines easy to trigger, especially paired with a voice assistant. The inclusion of 2 washable mop cloths meant I could rotate pads without waiting between runs, which kept momentum going when I was testing different settings. Key features that shaped my opinion are simple to explain. Strong suction for carpets, spinning pressure mops for real scrubbing, a station that empties, washes, dries, and refills, and a camera that actually helps the robot avoid trouble instead of getting tangled. In my opinion, those are the pillars that make it worth considering. There are pain points. Hard floor pickup of lightweight debris isn't as consistent as I want unless I tweak settings or make a second pass. Long hair on the stock brush leads to more maintenance than I'd like, and while the auto detangling mechanism helps with shorter strands, I still recommend the all-rubber brush if you've got long hair in the household. The app's per-room setting limitation and lack of map backup are small but noticeable gaps. The base is big, so measure your space. And I had that water delivery hiccup after an update, which reminded me that smart cleaners are still software-driven. In conclusion, this robot is strongest for homes with mostly hard floors, plus some area rugs, people who want great mopping without funky odors, and anyone who appreciates advanced obstacle avoidance. It's perfect for pet owners with short to medium hair shedding, and families who want to run quick, targeted routines throughout the week. I'd recommend this for folks who are okay doing light station maintenance and who don't mind adjusting settings or toggling obstacle avoidance when a job calls for it. If your household has long hair, grab the rubber brush from day one. If your space is small or you can't give the base much room, the footprint might be too much. From my experience, the eufy X10 Pro Omni delivers on the promise of less daily fuss. It won't replace your upright for a seasonal deep clean, but it will keep floors looking good with minimal effort, especially if mopping is high on your list. The mix of powerful carpet performance, excellent scrubbing, heated pad drying, and smart navigation makes a solid package, as long as you're aware of the quirks and willing to tune it to your home. If this video helped, hit subscribe, drop your questions or your own tips in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching.